Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EasyTalk English. I'm Linda, and I'm really happy you're here with us today. If you want to improve your English while talking about real-life emotions and personal experiences, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about something very personal, something many people feel but don't always say out loud.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex. Let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're not good enough, no matter what you do? Maybe you try your best, but it still doesn't feel like it's enough.
Yes, that feeling is very common. Many people experience this, even when they are doing well. You may work hard, achieve something, but still feel unsure about yourself.
I can relate to that. Sometimes I look at others and think they are better than me. Then I start to doubt myself.
Exactly. That's how this feeling often begins, with comparison and self-doubt. And when it continues, it can lower your confidence and create stress.
So it's not about what you actually do, it's about how you see yourself.
Yes, that's a very important point. This feeling comes from inside, not from reality, and it can affect your thoughts, your emotions, and your daily life.
So in today's episode, we're going to explore this topic in a simple and honest way.
We'll talk about what this feeling means, why it happens, how it affects you, and how you can deal with it step by step.
And here's something to think about. Sometimes you try your best, but still feel like it's not enough.
And before we begin, if you enjoy learning English through real conversations like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to EasyTalk English.
All right, let's get started.
You know, Alex, one situation where I often feel this way is when I try really hard at something, but I'm still not satisfied with the result. Even if I do well, I feel like I could have done better.
Yes, I understand that feeling. For me, it often happens when I compare myself to other people. I see someone doing better, and I start to feel like I'm not good enough.
Exactly. You can say, I try my best, when you put in effort, but sometimes it still doesn't feel enough. That's where the feeling starts.
Yes, and when I compare myself, I feel more unsure. I start thinking, why am I not at that level? Or why can't I do that?
That's very common. You can say, I compare myself, when you look at others and measure yourself against them, and that often leads to feeling not enough.
Yes, and then I feel less confident. Even when I do something well, I still doubt myself.
Exactly. You can say, I feel unsure, when you don't feel confident about yourself. It's like you don't trust your own ability.
And the difficult part is that the feeling doesn't go away easily. It stays in your mind, and you keep thinking about it.
Yes, that's very true. It becomes a pattern of thinking. And even when things are going well, you still focus on what's missing.
So it's like no matter what you do, it doesn't feel enough.
Exactly. That's a very powerful sentence. No matter what you do, it doesn't feel enough.
I think many people will relate to that. It's a quiet feeling, but it's very strong.
Yes, and it's important to talk about it, because once you understand it, you can start to change it.
Simple idea, but very real.
Exactly.
So Linda, after that small talk, I think we should start with a simple question. What does it really mean when we say, I'm not good enough? It sounds simple, but the feeling behind it is quite deep.
That's a great question, Alex. When people say, I'm not good enough, they are talking about an internal feeling. It means they believe they are not meeting a certain standard, even if that standard is not clear or realistic.
So it's not always based on reality. It's more about how we see ourselves.
Exactly. You can say, I feel not enough, when you feel like your effort or ability is not sufficient. This feeling often comes from inside, not from what is actually happening outside.
I can relate to that. Sometimes I do something well, but I still don't feel satisfied. It's like I don't believe in my own results.
Yes, that's a very common experience. That's where self-doubt comes in. You can say, I doubt myself, when you don't trust your ability or your value.
And I think it also creates uncertainty. You start to question everything you do.
Exactly. You can say, I feel unsure, when you don't feel confident about your actions or decisions. This feeling can affect how you think and how you act.
So even if nothing is wrong, you still feel like something is missing.
Yes, that's a very important point. The feeling of not enough is not always about reality. It's about perception. It's how you interpret your situation.
That makes a lot of sense. It explains why two people can have the same result, but feel very different about it.
Exactly. One person may feel proud, while the other feels not enough. It depends on how they see themselves.
So in simple terms, feeling not enough means believing that you are not good enough, even if that may not be true.
Yes, exactly. And once you understand this, you can start to change how you think about yourself.
Simple idea, but very powerful.
Yes, always.
So, Linda, now that we understand what this feeling means, I think the next question is why it happens. Why do so many people feel like they are not good enough, even when they are doing okay?
That's a very important question, Alex. One of the biggest reasons is comparison. People often compare themselves to others, especially in today's world where we see so much on social media. You can say, I compare myself, when you look at others and measure your value against them.
Yes, I've noticed that. When I see someone more successful or more confident, I start to feel like I'm behind. Even if I was feeling okay before, that comparison changes everything.
Exactly. And when you compare too much, you start to focus on what you don't have. That can make you feel like you are not enough, even if you are doing well in your own life.
I think another reason is pressure. Sometimes we expect too much from ourselves. We want to be perfect, or we want to achieve something very quickly.
Yes, that's very true. You can say, I feel pressure when you have high expectations. And when those expectations are too high, it becomes difficult to feel satisfied.
That makes sense. I can say I expect too much when I set very high goals and feel disappointed when I don't reach them.
Exactly. And another important reason is past experiences. If you had negative experiences before, they can affect how you see yourself now.
Yes, like if someone told you that you are not good enough, you might start to believe it.
Exactly. Those messages can stay in your mind for a long time. Over time, they become part of your thinking.
So it's not just one reason. It's comparison, pressure, and past experiences together.
Yes, all of these factors can create that feeling. But once you understand them, you can start to see things more clearly.
That makes a lot of sense. It helps me realize that this feeling doesn't come from nowhere.
Exactly. Understanding is the first step to change.
Simple idea, but very helpful.
Yes, always.
So Linda, now that we understand why this feeling happens, I think we should talk about its impact. Because honestly, it doesn't just stay as a feeling. It starts to affect how we think and act every day. I've noticed that when I feel not enough, I don't behave the same way anymore.
Yes, that's very true, Alex. One of the biggest effects is on your confidence. When you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, you slowly start to believe it. You can say, I feel not confident, when you begin to lose trust in your own ability.
I can really relate to that. Even when I know I can do something, I still hesitate because I don't believe in myself. It's like something inside me is holding me back before I even try.
Exactly. And when confidence is low, it starts to affect your actions. You may avoid new opportunities or stop trying things that could actually help you grow.
Yes, I've had moments like that. I can say I don't try, not because I can't, but because I feel unsure. And over time, that becomes a habit.
That's a very important point. When you don't try, you don't gain new experience, and that can limit your growth. It creates a cycle where the feeling keeps getting stronger.
I also think it affects mental health in a big way. When I keep thinking that I'm not enough, I feel more pressure and stress.
Yes, exactly. You can say, I feel stressed when that pressure builds up inside you. And if it continues, it can also lead to anxiety.
That's true. Sometimes I feel anxious even before doing something simple because I'm already thinking I won't do it well.
Yes, and when that happens often, it can affect your overall well-being. You may feel tired, unmotivated, or even stuck in your situation.
So it's not just one small feeling. It changes how you think, how you act, and how you feel every day. It becomes part of your mindset.
Exactly. It affects your confidence, your decisions, and your mental health. That's why it's so important to recognize it and not ignore it.
That makes a lot of sense. Once you see how much it affects you, you realize it's something you need to work on.
Yes, and understanding this is the first step to changing it.
So, Linda, even when we understand this feeling and how it affects us, it's still very hard to change. I've had moments where I told myself I should think more positively, but the same thoughts kept coming back. Why is it so difficult to break this pattern?
That's a very honest question, Alex. One big reason is habit, especially thinking habits. When you repeat the same negative thoughts for a long time, they become automatic. You don't choose them anymore. They just appear in your mind.
Yes, that really explains my experience. Sometimes I don't even notice the thought at first. It just feels normal. I can say I think negatively because my mind goes there without effort.
Exactly. And over time, those thoughts turn into beliefs. You can say, I don't believe in myself, when that inner voice becomes strong and consistent. It feels true, even when it's not based on reality.
I think another reason is repetition. When I keep thinking the same thing, it becomes stronger. It's like I'm practicing the negative thought every day.
That's a great way to describe it. You can say it's a habit when your thinking follows the same pattern again and again. And because it's familiar, your mind returns to it easily.
That reminds me of a moment I've had many times. No matter what I do, it's not enough. Even when things go well, that thought still appears.
Yes, that's a very real micro moment. It shows how deep the pattern is. The thought doesn't depend on the situation. It comes from inside.
So even if the reality changes, the feeling stays the same. That's why it's so frustrating.
Exactly. And that's also why change takes time. You're not just changing one thought. You're changing a whole pattern of thinking.
That makes a lot of sense. It helps me understand why it doesn't change immediately.
Yes, and once you understand that, you can be more patient with yourself. Change is possible, but it happens step by step.
So, Linda, after understanding all of this, I think the most important question is, how can we actually deal with this feeling? Because knowing the problem is one thing, but changing it is another.
That's a great question, Alex. The first step is self-acceptance. Instead of fighting the feeling, you start by accepting yourself as you are. You can say, I accept myself, even if you are still learning and improving.
I really like that idea, but I think it's also difficult. Sometimes I feel like I need to be better before I can accept myself. It's hard to feel okay with where I am right now.
Yes, that's very common. But acceptance doesn't mean you stop growing. It means you stop being too hard on yourself. When you accept yourself, you create a healthier mindset for improvement.
That makes sense. I think another important step is to stop comparing. When I compare myself to others, I always feel like I'm behind.
Exactly. You can say, I stop comparing when you focus more on your own journey. Everyone has a different path, and comparing only makes you feel worse.
Yes, and when I focus on myself, I feel more calm. I can pay attention to my own progress instead of others.
That's a very important shift. Instead of focusing on perfection, you can focus on progress. You can say, I focus on progress when you notice small improvements over time.
I like that mindset. It feels more realistic and less stressful. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to improve step by step.
Exactly. And another important step is to be kind to yourself. The way you talk to yourself matters a lot. If you are always negative, the feeling will stay strong.
Yes, I've noticed that. When I speak to myself in a more positive way, I feel a little better. It doesn't change everything immediately, but it helps.
Exactly. And over time, you can say, I improve slowly. Change doesn't happen in one day, but small changes can create a big difference.
So in summary, we accept ourselves, stop comparing, focus on progress, and be kind to ourselves.
Yes, and most importantly, we stay patient.
Simple steps, but very meaningful.
Yes, always. All right, now let's review some important vocabulary from today's episode. These words will help you talk about self-doubt, confidence, and personal growth in a simple and natural way.
Yes, and as always, try to repeat after us and think about how you can use these words in your daily life. These are very useful when you want to express your thoughts and feelings clearly.
The first word is enough. Enough means having what you need or being sufficient. For example, I am enough or I don't feel enough.
Next is confidence. Confidence means believing in yourself. You can say, I feel confident, or I want more confidence.
The next word is doubt. Doubt means not being sure or not trusting yourself. For example, I doubt myself or I have doubts.
Another important word is compare. Compare means looking at yourself and others to see differences. You can say, I compare myself, or I try not to compare.
Next is pressure. Pressure means feeling stressed because of expectations. For example, I feel pressure, or there is a lot of pressure.
The next word is progress. Progress means improvement over time. You can say, I see progress, or I focus on progress.
Next is accept. Accept means to be okay with something. For example, I accept myself, or I accept my situation.
And finally, we have the word improve. Improve means to become better. You can say, I improve slowly, or I want to improve.
These words are simple, but they are very powerful when you talk about your inner thoughts and feelings.
Yes, and the more you use them, the easier it becomes to express yourself naturally in English.
So take your time, repeat them, and try to use them in your daily conversations whenever you can. All right, now it's time for a short speaking practice. This is your moment to use English, not just listen. Try to relax, speak slowly, and don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to help you feel more confident talking about your feelings.
Yes, take your time and follow along with us. You can pause after each sentence and repeat it out loud. Speaking step by step like this will really help you build confidence.
Let's begin. Repeat after us. I try my best. I am enough. I accept myself. I improve slowly. I believe in myself.
Great job. These sentences are simple, but they are very powerful. They help you change the way you think and talk about yourself.
Now let's try a couple of questions. Take a moment to think about your answer and then say it out loud in your own words. When do you feel not enough? What helps you feel better?
You can keep your answer simple. For example, you can say, I feel not enough when I compare myself, or talking to a friend helps me feel better.
Yes, just speak naturally, no pressure. This is your space to practice, reflect, and grow step by step.
As we come to the end of today's episode, let's take a moment to slow down and reflect. Feeling not enough is something many people experience, even if they don't talk about it. If you've ever felt this way, you are definitely not alone.
Yes, exactly. This feeling doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. It simply means you care, you try, and you want to grow. And that is already something meaningful.
I really like that idea, because sometimes we forget that trying itself is valuable. We focus too much on results and forget the effort we put in.
That's very true. And here's something important to remember. You are already enough. You don't need to be perfect to have value.
Yes, and growth takes time. You don't need to fix everything today. Small progress is still progress.
Exactly. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. And allow yourself to grow step by step.
Before we finish, let's take a quiet moment and think about this question.
What makes you feel not enough?
You don't need to answer perfectly. Just notice it and be honest with yourself.
And if you feel comfortable, you can share it with us in the comments. You can write, sometimes I feel not enough when, and complete the sentence in your own way.
And if this episode helped you feel a little more understood or supported, don't forget to like this video so more people can feel the same.
And subscribe to EasyTalk English if you want to keep learning English through real-life conversations like this.
All right, that's all for today.
Remember, you are not lacking.
You are still growing.